Are you struggling at work to figure out if you're valued on your team and if you should look for a different job? In this video, we're going to talk about signs that you are not valued at work and what you can do to fix it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Preston, author of Harness Your Butterflies and creator of the Career Accelerator program, helping professionals just like you to create an exciting and fulfilling career. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if this video is helpful for you, hit the thumbs up button. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. So we all know what it feels like to be in a slump at work, but if it's something that's been ongoing for a while, you might start to be wondering, am I even valued at my job? In this video, I'm going to cover 6 different signs that show that you might not be valued at work, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about what are some things that you can do to remedy the situation. So let's go. The first sign that you might not be valued at work is that you're not given any important assignments. So if you're seeing that a lot of other people are starting to get things that you would be really good at, or you see that big projects, high profile projects are going to other people and not you, that might be a sign that you're not being valued at work. So what if this is happening to you, if this sign specifically is happening to you, what are some things that you can do? First, you can talk to your boss and see if this is intentional. Oftentimes things like this happen just because your boss might be focusing on a certain initiative at some point, or they might be focusing on a certain employee at some point. So if you talk to your boss, maybe just ask them, hey, why wasn't I given that assignment? Or hey, are there other assignments that I can have in the future? And if you're starting to see a little bit of resistance or pushback, it's probably not a good sign. The second thing that you can do is potentially take on more work. So if you see that your boss is giving you less assignments, it might be that they think that you don't have the bandwidth or you don't have the skill sets to be able to work on things. And so in order to change that perspective or that perception, you want to find out how you can get more involved, more engaged with different projects, expand your skill set, that sort of thing. So that's the other thing that you can do. And lastly, if you're really stuck and you just truly feel like you're not valued and you're missing all the good projects because your boss just doesn't want you there, you might want to look for another job, look for other opportunities, maybe within your organization, or if you really need to look outside of your organization, that's an option too. But those are kind of the 3 different things that you can do if you feel like you're not getting some good opportunities. The second sign is that your ideas are constantly being shot down. If you are, let's say, in a meeting, if you're pitching things to your boss, you're pitching things to your team, and you're seeing that just every single time your ideas are getting shot down, it might be because they aren't a fit for what the project is, but if you're seeing it happen over a lot of different projects, the chances are that you just aren't valued in your current role. So what can you do? If this is happening to you, the easiest thing that you can do is speak up. If someone says your idea isn't good, your reaction should be something like, can you explain to me why that's the case? Or I feel like this idea has some merit. Can we dive into it a little deeper? But just kind of using your voice to create a presence and saying, I understand that you might not like my idea, but let's explain why that's the case. The other idea that you can have is present your ideas in a different way. So if you're presenting your ideas, you're seeing that people aren't biting on them, or they aren't liking them or enjoying them, or they don't feel like they might be a fit. You can position your ideas in a different way or reframe them. So if you're saying, we need to do X, Y, and Z, you might want to position it and say, well, let's look at opportunities that fix this, this, and this. And once you kind of get people thinking in a different way, then you can reintroduce your ideas, and you'll find that people are a lot more receptive in that respect. And the last thing that you can do in this category is find a mentor. Find somebody who can kind of show you the ropes, help you use the internal dialogue within your organization to pitch your ideas in a new and creative way. Or they might be able just to give you some insights from an outsider's perspective, outsider looking in, and say, here's why this idea might not work, here's why it might be getting shot down, or your idea just isn't very good. But if you find a mentor, that's a really good help too. Number 3 is your colleagues take credit for your work. If your colleagues are taking credit for your work, what can you do? You can speak up. So you can say, yeah, I was part of that project too. You can confront the person individually and say, hey, I was working on this too. Why am I not being credited as well? You can document your work. So if it's a problem with, let's say, your supervisor, you can make sure that your supervisor is aware of what your contribution to that project was. And lastly, talk to your boss. If you and your coworker report to the same supervisor, it might be the case that your supervisor just thinks, this person's doing a lot of work and you aren't. But if you say, hey, I've been noticing this being a trend, and maybe you and your boss can have a conversation with this other coworker to make sure that you kind of, solve that problem. The 4th sign is that you aren't included in important conversations. This can be for a number of reasons. It might be, again, that you're not being valued at work. It might be that you're just not being thought of, or it could just be that this meeting isn't doesn't involve you. But what can you do? The first thing is obviously ask to be included if it's something that you feel like you should be included in. The second thing is you can offer help, you can offer support, you can offer resources, you can offer your time, you can offer your expertise, whatever that looks like. And the last thing again is to talk to your boss and find out why you might not be included, or it might be something where you want to tell your boss, hey, this is right up my alley. Why am I not working on this? Number 5, the 5th sign that you might not be valued at work is your salary might be lower than it should be. So what can you do? The first thing is you can negotiate your salary. You can ask to sit down and have a renegotiation based on whatever information that you have that makes you think that you have less than other people. Number 2 is you could just look for another job, which is always kind of something that's on the table, especially if you're not feeling valued in your current role and you feel like you could do more or better stuff at a different company. And the last thing within that is talk to your boss. And that's going to be kind of a constant throughout this. If you feel like you're not being valued and you feel like your salary is low, you want to make sure that you talk to your boss or HR. And number 6 is you don't feel acknowledged or appreciated. What can you do? The first thing is you can acknowledge your coworkers for the great work that they do. What this will do is it'll start kind of a culture of acknowledgement, positive reinforcement, that sort of thing. And if you start doing it with no strings attached, let's say you just compliment your other team members for really cool projects that they've done, you'll see that that kind of comes full circle and that you'll get appreciated and acknowledged as well. And of course, to no surprise, talk to your boss and see what's going up. If it's something, or see what's going on. If it's something that you're noticing that you're not getting acknowledged, but everyone else is, it could be something that with kind of a dynamic between you and your supervisor that you need to work out. If that's the case, if your boss truly doesn't think that you are valued in your organization and that's why they kind of want you gone, maybe look for another job. And with that, that is all that I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit a thumbs up. If you have anything else that you want to add, don't forget to leave a comment. And again, I have new videos every Tuesday, so I will see you on the next one.